Friend, what if I said to you that your intuition does not predict the future, but it does prepare you for it? Today's episode is all about intuition and the fact that your soul already knows. I want you to tap into this episode if you have a hard time answering this question. Are you pivoting from survival mode or from your soul? Hey friends, hey, welcome back to another episode of From the Ground to the Crown. I'm your girl, Kenesha B, host, spiritual coach, retreat host, and intuitive guide, here to just support you on your journey. Today's episode is all about the fact that your soul already knows. Every instance, every decision, every time you hit somebody with the IDK, chances are that you're probably not listening to your spirit. And I am here to help you strengthen that intuitive muscle so that you feel more confident, so that you stop allowing your fears to lead the way, and so that you stop saying, I don't know, when you really do know. So if you're somebody that has a fear of being wrong, or maybe you have a fear of disappointing people, hell, you could even have a fear of not being in control. This episode is absolutely for you. I'm going to give you the keys to the pivot that you need to release before the new year gets here. Let's get into it. Do you find yourself saying, I don't know very often? I feel like when I was younger, I was not very sure of myself. Like I knew within myself, but maybe when I was talking to people, something just it was a disconnect there. Sometimes it was my fear of being wrong that made me say, I don't know, when I definitely knew. And heavy on the fact that I didn't want to disappoint anybody. That really stunted me from stepping into my knowing. Along the way, what I learned in life is that your intuition is the guiding force. Your soul speaks to you through your intuition. And the more you tap into that knowing, the better off your life will be, the more easily things come to you, the more success you find in things, and the more confident you become in who you are. I wanted to share these gems on today's episode because when I speak to clients, when I just have random conversations, when I'm even overhearing people's conversations, I tend to hear the phrase IDK a lot. And if you've never thought about why you say, I don't know, IDK means I don't know. If you've never thought about why you say, I don't know, here are some things that you might want to sit with because these might ring true for you. People tend to say, I don't know when they know, but they just don't want to commit to something, right? So you're like trying to buy more time instead of giving a response. People also use the term, I don't know. And this has been true for me. I've said I don't know when I didn't fully trust myself yet. Like I didn't trust myself to make a decision. I didn't trust that things were going to work out when I made the decision. I just didn't have self-trust or just trust in the situation, period. And so I used I don't know as a filler for those times. And the third reason people tend to use I don't know is they're waiting for more confirmation from something outside of themselves. They're looking for this external validation. Y'all know I love saying a sign or sign, but they're essentially looking for like a sign or sign to confirm what they already feel inside. And I don't know is the way of just not giving their decision, not tuning into their intuition and their knowing. And you might ask yourself, what is the point of this conversation? Well, during pivot season, we're talking about all of the changes that you're making. We're talking about all the shifts that need to happen in your life. Because if you are not using your intuition, essentially you're lying to yourself and everybody around you. And that's a waste of time. And nothing is worse than trying to support someone in change and they're lying to themselves and to me. You go out there and seek support and help. I really wanted to share these with you so that you can strengthen the muscles, strengthen your intuition, and make better decisions. Whether you're pivoting, whether you're shifting, or whether you're just doing what you normally do, this episode is absolutely the one for you. I'm going to tell y'all about a really intense time in my life. And I feel like my past relationships come up often because I was getting dragged in them, right? And, whatever. So I was in a relationship, and this story is so spiritual. This story is so, it's one of the ones in your life where you're like, I don't even understand it. What is happening? So I was in a relationship, and it just was bad. It was bad. I had known that he was cheating on me, but I had never really got proof, but I knew. I had some proof, but it wasn't like text message. I never went through phones and things like that. So there was a time when I remember us having a terrible argument, so bad that I ended up crying in my closet, snot-nosed Viola Davis, just terrible. I'm crouched over, I couldn't take it anymore. And I remember praying, God, if you just give me the sign, let me know that I'm not going crazy. Because I was being gaslit, of course. And I was like, just let me know. Say something. Tell me something. I need to know. I need to make a decision. And in order for me to make a decision, what did I say earlier, right? One of the reasons we use I don't know is when we're waiting for something external to confirm what we already feel, what we already know. And that is what I was doing. And so I said the prayer. And the next day I went to work, eyes bloodshot red, looking real crazy. The after cry face that we have sometimes. And I remember just having a really blah day. And I was like, whatever. Got back to the apartment, and my dog was ready to go out for a walk. And I'm like, damn, I got to take this dog to the walk now. I'm just going to walk him around the building. This is my other dog that I had. And I remember just walking out the house, or about to walk out the house. I didn't take my keys. I didn't take my phone. I didn't take anything. I just walked out because I was literally going to walk him around a circle that we usually do. It had just rained the day before too. I was just I'm just going to keep it cute. Just made it home. Tired. Well, before I walked out the door, my spirit was go to the dog park. And I'm like, hell no, this big dog is going to get the car messed up. I just don't want to drive back through traffic. It was just a running list of no in my head. And so I proceeded to walk out the door. I closed the door, y'all. And as soon as the door shut, when I tell you, it was something punched me, boom. It was a gut. I don't even know. I just remember being ah, one of those pains that you get and you're like, what the hell? And you got to stop and kind of look around just to make sure you're not going crazy. Well, that was what happened to me. So I'm at the door. I probably was still holding on to the doorknob, and I felt this thing. And I heard so clearly, go to the dog park. I said, okay, I'm not going to keep fighting. Whatever this is, I'm going to the dog park. So I didn't even go inside. I just opened the door, grabbed my phone, grabbed my car keys, and I probably grabbed my wallet, and I left. And so I get to the dog park after a 25-minute drive in traffic. I'm talking to a friend on the phone, telling her about the argument from the night before that we had. And I get to the dog park. I let my dog run inside. I'm on the phone this. And he ain't, the whole 9 yards, right? And my friend is walking me through. And I sit down. Y'all will never believe what happened after the sit down. Because this lives in the back of my mind. I know that intuition, spirit, my soul, everything, this thing is real. This thing is working, and it's on because of this story. As I'm talking to my friend about the incident, I hear this girl at the dog park call my dog's name. And then I had to think back in my head because I'm did I say his name? I know I've been on the phone. I don't really think I called him, but maybe I had. And he has the collar on, so I'm whatever. But as I watched this girl and my dog navigate the dog park, I'm recognizing that like my dog knows this girl because he's friendly with people. He enjoys like the dog. He enjoyed the dog park, but this was different. And if you have a pet, you know when your pet knows somebody. So I'm watching, and I'm not even telling my friend about this. I'm just watching as I'm talking to her. And after a while, I'm like, oh, that's the girl. I just remember saying to myself, that's the girl. And she's getting closer to me, like whole thing. Wrapping the story up, y'all. It was the girl that my ex was cheating on me with. This girl who had never seen, first of all, I had never seen another black woman at this dog park. Nonetheless, a black person at this dog park. Here, after this rainy night, is this black girl with her dog that I had never seen before in my life. And she called my dog by his name a few times as I'm listening. And I had prayed this prayer the night before, and I wasn't going to go to the dog park, but that gut punch sent me there. And against all of the things that I was feeling the night before and that I was feeling that day, I listened to my intuition and I went, and this happened. Well, yeah, it ended up being the girl that, like, the rest of the story is history. He's history. But the situation highlighted for me how important it is to not only listen to your intuitive muscle, but to strengthen it daily. Because the scenarios where we call on divine support, whether it's God, Allah, Buddha, whoever you call on for your spiritual, like as your spiritual armor, your intuition is what's going to get you the rest of the way. And again, in the season of pivots and shifts, you need to be able to listen to yourself, the internal self, in order to make the decisions that are best for you. So how did I know, right? What is that knowing? How do you feel for your intuitive muscle? I know sometimes we don't always know what that feeling is, but I'm going to give you 3 ways that you would know the feeling of your intuition. The first one is the most, like, my favorite is my favorite. I regularly do body scans to be able to strengthen my intuitive muscle. The body scan is an exercise, but the overarching thing is the body sensation. Body yes or no sensation, right? You can strengthen this, like using this principle, you can strengthen your intuitive muscle every single day. Take one small decision that you have, and I want you to ask yourself yes or no. And you can't think about it. Here's why. Because when you get in your head about things, you move away from your spirit and your soul and your intuition. And so when you try this body yes, no exercise, feeling it, the sensation, I want you to not think. I actually want you to close your eyes, and I want you to ask yourself, and I want you to feel for it. And when you feel for it, I want you to acknowledge where you felt it. Whether it's the eyes, whether it's the skin, maybe it's the chest, the stomach, there's a feeling that you're going to feel for. And because the question that you're asking yourself is a like low impact question, meaning you're going to be okay regardless which way you go, right? It'll be different than trying to make tough decisions with the body yes, no sensation. For example, just ask yourself, what fruit do you want? Ask yourself what cereal you're going to eat. Ask yourself what color socks you're going to put on. Ask yourself what color headband you're going to wear. Just, again, a low impact question. And you're going to close your eyes. You're going to take a breath. You're going to ask yourself the question out loud or in your head. And you're not going to think. You're going to feel. And then you'll acknowledge where you felt it. Try that every day. I don't even want to tell you 7, 14, 21, 30 days, whatever. I want you to try that every single day. Low impact question, feeling for it, no thinking. You will be amazed at how quickly and how firm your intuitive muscle becomes. So that when you have to make bigger decisions, friend, my God, you are going to be one of them ones. Like, I decide on things almost instantaneous. I sit with it. I tend to sit with my decision after a while, but low impact things, I can decide. Done. Like, I don't know has become less and less in my vocabulary because I actually do know. And so the body yes, no sensation is just a quick exercise that you can do all the time by yourself just to train your body, one, that you trust it, train your body to know that you trust it, that you're listening to it, and that you're going to take action when it tells you to do something. Here's the second thing that I'm going to share with you. Sometimes it won't be a body yes, no sensation. It'll be the difference between your stomach dropping and your chest opening. Decisions that are intuitive, that feel good intuitively, will make you kind of light up here. You're like, yes, like a springing, like a becoming, right? Whereas things that you're not supposed to be following, the intuition telling you no, your stomach's going to sink a little bit. It's like when you knew you was about to get in trouble and you went home, knowing that you're about to get in trouble and your stomach felt it. When you reminded yourself, like it's one of those things where you're going to feel the stomach pit a little more than it is already. That difference, the clear delineation between chest opening and stomach dropping, is your intuition telling you yay, nay, do, don't, go, stay. By following this small thing and trying it daily, just listening to yourself daily, you will confirm for yourself that your soul already knows. Here's the last thing I want to share. I want you to practice telling yourself small truths daily. Things that are true for you, things that are true about you. I am really intelligent. I say that often. I win things. I love winning things. I say that often. I am happy. I say that often. Listening to and telling yourself small truths trains your body to not only hear, but listen. The whole point of the intuition is that we listen to this thing that is not even speaking, but is yelling at us loudly. You get what I mean? Like, the intuition is not on the phone. It's not your email. It's not something you could read, but it is something that is very much so connected to us. It's internal. It's a thing. And by telling ourselves small truths, we are internally training our intuition to listen and to hear. These exercises are solely for you to just grow into this being who says, I don't know less, and does and says that they know more. And the greatest part about this, friend, is they're free. Do it whenever you want. You can do them in the car. You can do them at the store, at the work. You don't need a time frame. It's not going to take you 5 minutes of your day, but the impact that it'll have when you do the body yes, no sensation with low impact questions, when you pay attention to your chest opening or stomach dropping, and when you tell yourself small truths and listen like for the resonance there, you will absolutely stop saying, I don't know. In the meantime, if you are still learning your intuition and you're still learning to trust your soul and you're working on these practices daily, here are phrases that you can replace I don't know with to support you on your way. Because we can't just wait until the change happens, right? We have to be becoming along the way. This is a process, always a journey. And so here are 3 things that you can pivot to saying instead of saying, I don't know. The first one is one of my faves. Let me check in with myself. Truth, honesty. People can't go back and forth with you on that. Let me check in with myself. And then I'll sit. I might do a body yes, no sensation. I might pay attention to a chest open or a stomach drop. I'm going to just check in. And that tells the body, oh, shoot, she's trusting herself. Okay, she's listening to us. Okay, this is cool. This is cool. I like that. And so saying, let me check in with myself instead of I don't know, again, takes the autonomy and the power back into yourself so that people are not like challenging you. What you gonna say when I say, let me check in with myself? No? Crazy? Don't do that. So let me check in with myself is number 1. Number 2, my gut is pulling me towards ... Again, telling your gut that you're listening to it. You're not lying, right? Don't lie. So my gut is pulling me towards, tells the gut, okay, she trusts us. She's listening to this. And although the gut is part of the body, it is associated with the intuition and the soul. And so the gut is the thing that tells us a lot. So when your gut understands that you're using it as a tool, it supports you more. It's going to tell you more things. It's going to give you more intuitive nudges. It's going to do it quicker or with more confirmation. Your gut is going to support you when you start using things like, my gut is leaning towards this, or my gut is saying, nah, not today. The third thing is something in me knows. Instead of saying, I don't know, say something in me knows that. Something in me knows they, or he or she. Something in me knows I don't want to do that. Something. Again, who don't argue with that? It's this thing, whatever the thing is, the same thing that's keeping us spinning on this floating space ball. Like that thing in me knows this, whatever I'm confirming or declining. These are just small things that will literally change how you talk to yourself, how you speak to other people, and how you think. Try them. Again, the three of them are, let me check in with myself. My gut is pulling me towards, and something in me knows. Instead of, I don't know. All of that. Any I don't know variation. Use these instead. Try it and let me know how it goes. So friend, the whole point of this is like to prepare you again for the pivots and shifts that you want to make in this life. Maybe this month, maybe before the new year, maybe whenever, right? This is like an evergreen episode. So come back to it whenever you need it. Here is the intuitive shift that you're going to need to do at this time in this year, before the new year, whenever, to be able to trust yourself more completely, more fully. You need to release. Release. That's the big umbrella of this. Release. The more you release, the more you create space. The more you create space, the more you have connection. The more you have connection, the more you have trust. The more you have trust, the more you listen to yourself. It is all connected. So here's what you're releasing. You're releasing the need for permission. You don't need permission from anything outside of yourself because you already know. You're releasing the storyline that you keep replaying. Whatever you keep telling yourself. Oh, I never know. Oh, I always need more time. Oh, I don't know. I don't trust myself. Whatever story you keep replaying, retelling, resharing, you're releasing that. You're releasing comparison. You're not like anybody else in this entire world. Period. Not a fingerprint like yours. Not a spirit like yours. You cannot trust the intuition of anyone but above yourself. Not that you can't trust theirs, but not above yours. That's crazy, friend. We can't do that anymore. We're releasing that. We're releasing the need to rush to clarity. Sometimes it takes time. You have to learn to feel for it. And the more you feel for it, the more consistently you practice feeling for it, the easier it becomes to feel it sooner. But sometimes it still just takes some time, and that's cool. But like the rushing to a conclusion just to be the person that like responds or just to appease people is not going to serve you in the long run. So we are releasing the need to rush clarity, and instead we are going to feel for it. And lastly, we're releasing the emotional noise. It gotta go. It can't stick around no more. Doesn't have a space. The shame, the guilt, the external pressure of it all, it has to be removed from your space in order for you to be able to shift and pivot. Because if you can't shift into the person who trusts themselves, if you're not going to shift into the person who practices the intuitive muscle building, then you're not going to be able to trust yourself to make the changes that you really, really need to make. And you know you need to make them. I know you already know. If you don't think you know, your soul does. How about that? So again, we're releasing needing permission. We are releasing the story that we keep replaying, retelling, resharing. We're releasing comparison because nobody's like you. We are releasing the need to rush clarity. We're going to feel for it instead. And we are releasing the emotional noise that takes up space and disconnects us from our knowing. The shame, the guilt, the external pressures of it all. That is how you are going to shift into a newer, energetically light version of yourself. That's how you are going to shift from being tired and exhausted and unfulfilled to somebody who is like excited to wake up and excited to do things for the day. You are going to shift from somebody who is just working a job that just to pay the bills to somebody that finds purpose and passion in their work. You are going to shift from the person who just goes to therapy, knows all the words, follows all the Instagram pages, to somebody who takes action on their knowing because you trust yourself that much. You are going to do this and it is going to be so damn good. I am hella excited because I went from the girl who didn't want to go to the dog park to a spirit-led soul guide who is out here helping other people shift into newer versions of themselves. That is who I became using these tools that I've told you about today. Friend, I hope this episode confirms something in you because sometimes we do things not even linking it to something bigger than ourselves. So you might already do the body sensation exercise. You might already know the difference between your chest opening and your stomach dropping. You might already, tell yourself small truths, practicing the small truths, listening to yourself. You probably already do that. And if you do, confirmation for you. Here you go. Here you go. And so if you do those things, shout out to you. If not, no time to start like today, my girl, my guy. No time to start like today. So I hope moving from the I don't know to knowing, trusting, believing in yourself does something for you and helps to prepare you for the pivots and shifts that you want to make. I want to leave you with this exercise to create the pivot that you need to start trusting yourself and your intuition. Ask yourself and answer honestly, and you can drop it in the comments. What is one boundary that you need to set? Just ask your spirit that question. Sit with it, feel for it, and don't rush it, okay? And ask yourself this too. What is one uncomfortable truth that you need to accept? Because trusting our intuition is not always about the good. It's also about taking heavy truths and putting acceptance on them and just letting it be what it is. If you feel like it, go ahead and drop it in the comments. I would love to read what you guys have to say, and I'm absolutely going to respond. And if you are somebody who's already practicing straying away from saying, I don't know, and the 3 examples that I gave you are outside of your realm, please share in the comments what you use to stray away from saying, I don't know, because other people might be like waiting for your comment. They might need your support too. Also, if you have any other exercises that have worked for you in building your intuitive muscle outside of the 3 that I gave today, definitely drop those resources too. Hey, this is a community. We are all here to help each other. That is how this works. Y'all know how I feel about the tribe. Before I get out of here today, friends, let's do this card pull. Again, all of this is to support you going from confused, second guessing, somebody who is constantly just waiting for clarity, to somebody who is aligned and decisive, somebody who is at peace with whatever their decision is, even when they're scared, right? Somebody who just trusts that what they feel is their truth, what they know is their truth, and is okay sharing that with other people. That is what you're shifting into. All right, let me focus on shuffling these cards. Oh, is this first? Okay. Today's card is Root of Air, 33. Mind, body, spirit, okay? Number 3. That's that trifecta, friends. Let's see what this card says. Okay, so Root of Air is explore. And it says, you are feeling ready for adventure. Where will curiosity lead you? This ancestor reflects the part of you that is hungry for knowledge and truth, aren't we? If she is a reflection of you, you are driven, relentless, and on the move. With a notebook full of crazy schemes and plans, you need people around you who believe in you and who will ground you. Right now, you are the center of attention. Traditionally, this has been a somewhat scary place to be. You may even be having the stirrings of a new sexual awakening. That's for somebody. I don't know who, but like, okay, if that's for you. This is the Page of Swords, and this the energy of the root of air is the spirit of the vegetable okra. Interesting. I gotta read this info. This is the ancestral medicine. The root of air is the plant spirit of the vegetable okra, also known as otro. I'm thinking that's how you say it. For the Akan of Ghana, okra is an optimum. It's a deity aligned with the soul. Kra means soul. Y'all seen it drop every time. The energy of the okra plant spirit is slippery. This makes it a yummy dish and perfect for spiritual cleansing and slipping away from undesirable situations. But the slipperiness is still not a desired trait for humans. Friend, the declaration is, I am willing and open to learn and grow. Now, I had to read that plant, the ancestral medicine part of this, because one, I said the number 3 is mind, body, and spirit, the trifecta, right? And also the fact that okra or kra means soul for the Akan of Ghana is, hello. We're talking about intuition, already knowing, right? Exploration. The more you explore and grow and strengthen your intuitive muscle, the more decisive you're going to be, the more you're able to move the way you want to move. I love this deck. Do you see why? Come on. That was like a blessing right there. Again, I hope that's confirmation for you, friend, that you're on the right path. I hope that card spoke to your spirit. I hope this episode spoke to your spirit. If you loved it, if something in you kind of lit up when you watched it, please, please, please share this podcast episode with somebody that you know, or just post it on your page and see who needs it. Spirit works in the most mysterious ways. And if you're looking for some additional support and community, I am hosting a retreat in Thailand next March, and I would love to host you there. I will absolutely be teaching people how to sit with themselves using these tools to grow their intuition and trust themselves more. And if you can't make it to Thailand next March, you can sign up for coaching and we can do this work together weekly, bi-weekly. Hell, we can even do it monthly if that works for you, just to help you get there so that you stop saying, I don't know, and start moving with your knowing. That is the goal. Yeah, friends, I am so excited for you. I can't wait to see you. In the next pivot episode, we're going to talk about transitions and how to kind of move when there are setbacks. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast. I drop a new episode every Tuesday. Come back next week. I would love to keep pivoting with you. And follow me on IG, y'all. My Instagram is @It's Kenesha B. And the Instagram for the podcast is @ToTheCrownPod. Interact with me, engage with me, ask me any question. I really appreciate the support. And I'll see you next week. I'm sending tons of light and tons of love your way. Peace. From the ground to the ground.